Hey everyone, Miss Emily here. I'm so glad that you could join me today for another video on executive functioning skills. Today our topic is organization. Now, what exactly is organization? Or what does it mean to be organized? Being organized means having a system that you follow to keep track of all of your materials. Think of a book. A book is organized into different chapters. There's a table of contents in the front that tells us where to find particular topics. Books are also organized with a glossary. That glossary goes through and defines all the important words that the author has indicated, as well as an index. You can look up a majority of words related to the topic that the book is written on and find them. That's what organization is. Organization can help everyone keep track of their materials. Teachers, parents, and even you have to be organized. Staying organized makes sure that we know where everything is and we can access the information quickly when we need to. Think of the way that your classroom is organized. You guys all have binders and different systems to keep track of your belongings. You know that your belongings are in those locations at any time. Sometimes we forget to put them away, and that's maybe a sign of poor organizational skills. Don't worry, we can always develop and make our organizational skills better, and that's the purpose of this video. So I'm going to read to you guys a story about Oscar, the organizing octopus. He learns how to be organized in the classroom and why it's so important for him. Join me. Oscar, the organizing octopus, written by Christina Scully, and this story is part of the Executive Functioning Stories Library. Oscar the octopus was always a great student. He loved learning. His teachers even told him how smart he was. He worked hard to do his best, but he did have one big problem. Oscar's desk, binders, and backpacks were always a huge mess. Sometimes that meant Oscar couldn't find his papers when he needed them. This made Oscar feel sad and confused. Oscar wanted to do better, but he didn't know how. Oscar wondered what he could do. He asked his teacher, Mrs. Oceans, how I can get more organized. Is there anything I can do? Mrs. Oceans smiled wide and said, anyone can get organized, Oscar. Being organized means staying neat and tidy. In order to do that, you need to have a place for everything and why it matters. Mrs. Oceans explained, organization is an important skill. Of course, staying organized helps us know where everything is so we can turn in our schoolwork in on time. It helps us feel good to be organized. She continued, it's important to say that organization isn't just for school. It's a skill you'll use your entire life. You need to stay organized at a job and at home to keep all the rooms neat and tidy. Mrs. Oceans explained, the first step in getting organized is cleaning up your workspaces that are disorganized. Remember to organize them by finding a place for everything. That means putting a clean shirt in the closet or putting a book back on a shelf. Oscar quickly caught on. So then after that, I can stay organized by just cleaning up after myself and keeping my work areas neat and tidy? Mrs. Ocean smiled with a big grin. Oscar was so excited. First, he worked to organize his binder. He took all the papers, stuffed in the folders, and put them in the right places. He threw out old papers. He didn't need them anymore. After he was done, his binder was organized and neat. Next, Oscar cleaned his desk. He put all his pencils in his pencil pouch. He put all the extra papers in the right folders. Finally, Oscar stacked his books nicely on top of each other. His desk was neat. Oscar realized that he can stay organized by cleaning up after himself as he goes. Oscar said to himself, since I'm done with these colored pencils, I'll put them away where they go. When I finish my book, I'll put it back on the shelf. Soon, Oscar's friends noticed he was organized and much happier. They asked for help and wondered if they could learn how to be organized too. It's easy, Oscar exclaimed with excitement. To keep yourself organized, just have a place for everything and clean up after yourself as you go. Put your homework away in your folder as soon as you get it. Put the toys back in the bin when you're done playing. Anyone can be organized. From that point on, Oscar earned his name Oscar the Organized Octopus. Of course, you don't need 8 tentacles to be organized. Keep your materials neat and tidy, and you can be like Oscar too. I really enjoyed that story. It was fun that Oscar was able to learn how to be organized from his teacher and then teach his friends how to be organized too. Organizing is easy. It might feel like a daunting task to have to go through and sift and look and clean all of the materials you have. But once it's organized, it's easy to stay that way. Take the time to be organized yourself. What are some other ways that we have to organize our life? Ways that I can think of are when we're doing our writing activities. Think about using graphic organizers, pre-writing activities, and brainstorming. We have to organize our thoughts so when we sit down to write, all of the information is right there. Another thing that I think about when being organized is cooking. If I have a recipe that I need to follow, it's easier for me to have all of the ingredients out, and then I can add them as I need to, following that recipe. It's really hard if I have to go rummaging through my spice cabinet to find a specific item as I go. Organization can affect us in all of our daily activities. It's important that you get a system that works for you, because the system that works for you isn't going to work for me. So, to show that you've learned how to be organized, I put together some worksheets. I'd love to see your responses. Here, let me show you how to do them. On this page, I want you to show me in your own words, or you could even draw me a picture. Tell me what happened in the story. On the next page, I want to know what being organized means to you, and what are some of the ways that you can be organized. And lastly, I want you to find a space that you think needs to be organized. Remember, if it's not in your room and it's not your space, you need to ask a parent before you organize it. Tell me or show me how is this organized. Take a picture of your closet if you want to organize your closet. And then I want you to take an after picture and show me what you changed. Tell me about it. Tell me, did you color court your wardrobe? Did you put your shirts, your short sleeve shirts all together, and then your long sleeve shirts all together? Tell me what you did. Organization can be really fun. Don't make it feel overwhelming. Thank you everyone for joining me today. I look forward to seeing your responses. Remember, organization is something that's fun and it's meant to help us. Don't feel stressed out about it. I'll see you next time.